Good morning, traders. It is Friday, the 12th of December, and this is the last full week of the year for me. I'm going to be doing my regular weekly performance summary for tomorrow, and then that's it. I think next week will be I think through Wednesday I'll be broadcasting, and then I'm away on vacation. Then it's the Christmas week. Nothing's really happening. So I think I'll probably be gone until the middle of the following week, which is New Year's. So between now and then, this is our last major look at our Traders Daily Discipline. I will have a couple of thoughts for you as we head out through the end of the year, but don't expect me to be in your inbox every single day from here forward until after the first. That being said, here's our thought to get us started on today's Traders Daily Discipline. Exercise alone provides psychological and physical benefits. However, if you also adopt a strategy that engages your mind while you exercise, you can get a whole host of psychological benefits fairly quickly. And that was said by James Rip, MD. And in my opinion, guys, one of the most overlooked portions or parts of being very good at trading is the issue of physical exercise. Most people, once they get to be in their mid to late 30s, their exercise kind of takes a backseat. There's more important things to do, really. But as time goes on, eventually, what happens? You start to see physiological changes come as we age, and then all of a sudden, everybody's like me. Here I am in my 60s, restarting every year in the gym for a period of time until I get busy and do something else, and then I'm back. But physiological and psychological benefits that you get from training is really important for us because, as we all know, there's a mind-body connection that is suffering. It used to be 200 years ago that if you wanted water for your farm, you dug a well. And that meant you dug a well. You got there with a shovel and you went to work. Now that the steam engine replaced our muscles and eventually the computer generation replaced our minds, what we have is basically minds that are not in healthy bodies. They're unhealthy minds and not in unhealthy bodies. And that's not the way it was really intended. I mean, think about it. If you had hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of years of growth, change, evolution, allegedly, I don't buy into all that, but some people do. But nonetheless, human beings, we're not really meant to sit behind a desk and push buttons all day. Our bodies are built to be used, and you get a benefit from physical exercise, and you get a benefit psychologically too when you combine some method of thinking along with your physical exercise. One of the greatest traders that ever lived eventually became chairman of the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, Jack Sander. He was a Golden Gloves boxer, and in his office he had a full weight room and cardio workout center behind his desk. In other words, he had a little secret room there he opened up, and there was a whole workout center in the back end of his office. Whenever he was feeling stressed or unable to pull money out of the cattle market, he'd go upstairs and work out. So I want to encourage you as you consider the end of this year. Because as we get into the end of the year, what tends to happen? We look at all the stuff we did, all the stuff we didn't do, all the stuff we could have done, all the stuff that we would have wanted to do, but we never got to. And that becomes what? A whole bunch of New Year's resolutions. And I know that many of you listening are going to have a resolution that says, I got to get back in the gym, man. And my New Year's resolution has included changing and upgrading my workout process every year on the first. I'm going to do it better this year. Every year I'm going to get more weight training. I'm going to hire a actual coach, someone that can help me train. I want to join the American Athletic Union and get into masters track and field, for my age. Always something I want to do to improve my personal physical health. And why do I want to do that? Because I believe that the mind-body connection needs to be respected, and a healthy mind and a healthy body is very important. And I think the less stress you have physically, in other words, you're not taking pills, you're not smoking or eating excessively, you're not staying up all night long partying, a fifth of scotch every 3 days. You're taking care of your body. That lends to easier thinking processes. You take care of your mind, your body. You're not distracted with falling asleep halfway through the day. You're not distracted with all this pain and suffering and pills you got to take and drugs you got to take to keep your heart started or your blood pressure low. All of those things can be done through exercise and diet and respecting your limitations. So get to it. For this year, as you sit down and look through your New Year's resolutions, if you're already including something that has to do with improving your physical health, good for you. If not, you might want to consider adding it. And even if you do have something you're doing to improve your physical health, try to take some time and include your mental process in that process. One of the things I used to do is, as I tell you, I have 3x5 cards that I keep on my desk, and I have these as programmers for my mind. And I read these every day. Here's one right here. Wait for the signal on the close of the bar. Check multiple time frames for congruence. Take every signal. Do not second guess the signals. Yeah, I have a problem with that. I'll look at it and go, yeah, it says buy, but that don't look like a buy to me. And I'll miss a trade. So the 3x5s are hammering home the truth of how to win in this business. I used to keep these in my pocket when I worked out. And I even had a bunch of them laminated so I could take a handful into the sauna and review them while I was in the sauna. And in between sets, I'd pull out my 3x5s, read them while I'm waiting, for my 1 minute rest in between sets. So there's a host of benefits you're going to get from trading, and working out can add to your trading benefits even more. So take some time, give some thought to how you want to include or improve the including of physical exercise for your 2026. Because we'll make it the best year you've ever had if you do that. Could be. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. I'll be back Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, probably next week. Just watch your inbox. Like I said, it's going to be catch can between now and the end of the year. But I will be doing my weekly checkout to finish out my last full week of the year, and then the next 2 to 2.5 weeks I'll be in and out as I can, giving you some insights. But you're always welcome to keep those cards and letters coming, and I always look forward to hear from feedback from my listeners. So, guys, have a great day, and I will see you next time. Thanks.